Hey guys, this is Post-Production Pi with srlounge.com. Alright, so the last section that we have in the left side panel is the collections. So we're going to go over collections in detail right now. Now, there are three different types of collections, and we can get there by actually clicking the plus and we can see what they are. We have a standard collection, and a standard collection is basically a static collection which changes as you make updates to it. So you're going to add photos to it, and those photos could be based on whatever organization system you want. It could be all the images from a specific location or a certain part and time of the day, or by product group, or whatever it is that you want to do in that collection. But the important thing to know is that a regular collection does not change unless you make or remove images, add or remove images from that collection. The next option we have is the Smart Collection. Now, a Smart Collection is a little bit different, where it changes dynamically based on a set of rules that you set. So you can use any rules that you want, basically based on metadata. So you can say, well, I want any image that has a 5-star rating and a red color label to be a part of this collection. You can set up 1 rule or 2 rules or 3 rules and use as many of them as you want in that collection. So it'll constantly update that collection with new images that meet the criteria. So they're dynamic, they change. The last option we have is a collection set. And a collection set is a grouping of collections, and that's it. So what we see here in this panel currently, these are the default collections, and you have a default grouping of smart collections. So this is a collection set right here called Smart Collections, and each one of these is a smart collection underneath it. So we have a collection for colored red. So if I take these 5 images, I hit Shift, click on the top right one so that it selects all 5, and then I hit my number 6 to apply a red label to them, they automatically get added to the colored red smart collection. Once again, if I take the next grouping and I hit 5 to add 5 stars to it, it will automatically be added now to the 5 stars collection. So when we click on these collections, we can see those images that have automatically been updated. These are the automatic collections. These are the smart collections that automatically get added to every single new catalog. They're the default ones. We can change, remove, or add. We can do whatever we want to this. So let's get started. Let's add a standard collection and just show you what it does. So let's create a new collection set first, and we're going to call this LR4 Tutorials. We want this to be not inside of another collection set, just next to Smart Collections. If you want it to be inside of another collection, you can select this and then choose an existing collection so it becomes a sub-collection of a collection. So it's just another way to create hierarchies and organize everything. But let's just have it next to Smart Collections, and we're going to hit Create. So now we have a new set of collections. We need to add collections to this set right now. So let's add a standard collection. And we're going to just create a collection that's, we'll just call this Paulus Verdes. And we're going to select all of our photos that were shot at Paulus Verdes. So we're just going to hit Create. Oh, and that actually went as a separate collection. So if you do that and you forget to say put inside of LR4 Tutorials, just click and drag it up to LR4 Tutorials. And then we get our Paulus Verdes set inside, or collection inside of this LR4 Tutorials set. Alright, so now all we got to do is go back to see all of our images in our folder. I'm just going to select the folder, click Originals, and we're just going to add some images to that. So we're going to say these 2 images were shot in Paulus Verdes, and let's see if there's anything else. We'll say, actually this one was shot in Paulus Verdes as well. And that's great. And now we can see all 3 images are in our collection. Now this is a standard collection, so it's not going to get updated unless I add new images to it. But whenever I want, I can choose new images and drag them over to my collection. Now another cool way to add items directly to one of your collections is to go into your collections panel, right click on any collection that you have, and then you say set as target collection. Once you do that, anytime you hit B to add something to a quick collection, it'll automatically go to the target collection, which is highlighted in white. So if I select this and I hit B, it's going to automatically go to Paulus Verdes. If I hit B again, it'll be removed from Paulus Verdes. So I can go through and quickly add images to my collection set by setting it to the target and then using the shortcut key to add it to a quick collection right away. So I can quickly add and remove images to my collections just by setting them as targets and using the shortcut B. Alright, so now let's go and create a smart collection. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on our plus item right here. We're going to create a smart collection, and we're going to name that smart collection something. So we'll call it our LR4 Toot Smart Collection. And we're going to put this inside of a collection set this time. We're going to put it in the LR4 Tutorials collection set. And we're going to say, specify the rules now. Now we have the option to match any all or none of the following rules. Now we're going to have this set it to, why don't we do all of the following rules? So we're going to choose our rules based on our metadata. So we can have our choice of whatever metadata we want. So we can say, let's create a rule based on ISO settings. So we'll go ISO speed ratings is equal to, and we'll say ISO 400. And you can also set different operators. So all these different operators will give you a little bit more control over how it works exactly. Right now I wanted to set it to be equal to 400, or if I want, I could set it to is not or greater than, or however. It's just a standard operator. You guys should probably know how that works. So we'll skip over that. So let's just have one criteria, and it's just going to be the ISO speed rating is equal to 400. We're going to hit create. Now it's going to create that smart tutorial, that smart collection inside of LR4 tutorials. And we can see that it added one image, and the only image that it added was an image that was shot at ISO 400. So let's go and modify that now. I'm going to right click on that smart collection, and we're going to say edit smart collection. Now we're going to add something else. Let's add any of the following rules, and let's add another rule by clicking on the right side and say plus. And we're going to say if it has a, we'll say a rating equal to, that's greater than, and we'll say 3 stars. Then we're going to add it, and we're going to add another rule that says, I'm just choosing random rules right now, so it can be really anything you guys want. So we'll say if it has a flag that is flagged, so not unflagged or not unflagged or not rejected, but it actually is flagged. Let's save this now. Okay, so now we automatically see that our smart collection is updated with 6 photos now. If we go back to our originals and we add anything to these originals that would make it meet those criteria, it's going to be added as well. So let's select this image and we'll flag it. I'm going to hit P to flag that image, and we'll see that it automatically gets added to our smart collection. I'm going to select this image and we're going to add 4 stars to it. And now it automatically goes into my smart collection. So at any time we can create these smart collections that are going to change dynamically based on whatever we're doing inside of Lightroom. This is an extremely effective way of creating collections that work for workflow purposes, like creating collections for ISO settings, for aperture settings, and then you can apply broad settings to those, like say noise reduction or sharpening to whatever those smart collections pick up. Alright guys, so I'm going to hit Control A or Command A on a Mac, and I'm going to hit 0. We're going to clear all of our ratings. I'm going to hit 6 once to add the label red to all of them, and then I'm going to hit one more time to remove all my labels. And then I'm going to hit U to unflag everything. So we're just removing all of our filter, or all of our different ratings that we just applied. Okay, the only thing we have left in this smart collection is that one item that meets the ISO 400 criteria. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my collections. If we right click, we can see our full menu options. Again, we have the same create collection, create smart collection, create collection set options that you'd see in this plus menu right here. We have that same option when we right click. We also have the edit, which we already showed you, and we have rename. So if we want to rename something, we can do it from here. Again, it's super simple. You can rename any of your smart collections or regular collections or collection sets, as a matter of fact, anything in here. You can rename it to be whatever you want. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. Now going back to our collections, if we right click, we can also delete our collections. So I'm going to actually delete this Paul's Verdes one right here. And then it contains 4 photos. It's not going to remove the photos. It's just going to remove the collection. So I'm going to hit delete. All my photos are still there in my catalog. No problem. Now we have a few other options, and these really pertain more to smart collections. Actually, they pertain only to smart collections. So if I right click, I'm going to see export this collection as a catalog. Actually, that works with any collection. So it doesn't matter if it's a smart collection or a standard collection or even a collection set. You can do that same thing where you export those collections as catalogs. Yet another way to break off catalogs or create subcatalogs from a single catalog and a single grouping of images. But these 2 items are actually smart collection only settings, which is one, we can export smart collection settings. So those settings that we create for these rules right here, let's say we create a set of workflow smart collections that we want it to be in every single catalog. Well, all we would do is when we're done creating that, we would export the smart collection settings. You would save it into whatever location you want. You can put it on your desktop anywhere. Once you're done with that, you're just going to import it. So I'm going to hit cancel. If I right click, I can say import smart collection settings, and then we can pull it from wherever we save it to. So it makes it very easy to create workflow smart collections, save them out, and then bring them into other catalogs when you want to have those collections for workflow purposes. Alright guys, so let's cancel out of here. And that is it for our collections, guys. I'm going to go back to my LR tutorials. I'm going to right click on this. We're going to delete this entire collection set because we no longer need it. I'm going to confirm, and we have just our regular default smart collection set up. and we have all of our images that are now unflagged, and they're all the settings are reset and everything. So that's collections, guys. We finished the left panel. Everything else in the left panel and in the file menu we've actually covered when we went over importing and exporting and that entire process. So great job, guys. Let's go on to the next tutorial where we're going to start covering the right side panel features.